They called him thug, genius, outlaw, poet. He was shot 6 times, imprisoned, praised, demonized, yet today his voice is louder than ever. This is the untold story of Tupac Shakur, the man who used music as a weapon, poetry as armor, and his life as a message. Welcome back to the channel, family. Today we're diving deep into the life lessons and legacy of Tupac Amaru Shakur, also known as Tupac, a man who wasn't just a rapper but a poet, revolutionary thinker, and fearless voice for his people. If you think you know him just for California love or hit him up, stay with me, because behind the gold chains and bandanas was a mind far ahead of its time. We'll talk about his childhood, his rise, his contradictions, the enemies he made, the lessons he left, and why, almost 30 years after his death, Tupac still inspires millions to speak truth to power. Grab a drink, hit that like button, and let's get into it. Tupac Amaru Shakur was born Lezaine Parish Crooks on June 16, 1971 in East Harlem, New York. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was pregnant with him while on trial as part of the Panther 21, a group of Black Panther Party members falsely accused of conspiracy. Afeni represented herself in court and won. Tupac came into the world not just as a baby but as a symbol of resistance. His godfather was Geronimo Pratt, another Black Panther leader. His stepfather, Mutulu Shakur, was on the FBI's most wanted list for his revolutionary activities. So while other kids learned fairy tales, Tupac learned about Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, and the struggles of Black people worldwide. He moved often: New York, Baltimore, California. Poverty, eviction, hunger, all of these shaped his worldview. But so did art. He studied acting, poetry, and ballet at Baltimore School for the Arts, where he met Jada Pinkett, one of his lifelong friends. Tupac's music journey didn't start in the spotlight. He joined the alternative hip-hop group Digital Underground as a roadie and backup dancer. But his talent couldn't hide for long. In 1991, he broke out with Tupacalypse Now, an album that shocked America. Songs like Brenda's Got a Baby. After serving time in prison, he came out angrier, more paranoid, but more determined than ever to leave a mark. Here's what made Tupac unique: his contradictions. One day he'd rap about uplifting Black women. The next he'd drop a diss track filled with explicit language. One interview he'd quote Malcolm X. The next he'd brag about thug life. But these contradictions were not hypocrisy. They were humanity. He once said, "I'm not perfect, but I'll always be real." He spoke to the pain of people who felt ignored by the system. He gave them anger, yes, but also hope. He made people feel seen. While Tupac projected thug life, behind the scenes he was a voracious reader. He read Sun Tzu's The Art of War, Machiavelli's The Prince, and countless books on philosophy, revolution, and strategy. His stage name, Makaveli, came from Niccolo Machiavelli, who wrote about faking your death to fool your enemies, which still fuels conspiracies that Tupac faked his own death. He planned to build community centers, produce movies, create new record labels that gave Black artists ownership. He envisioned a new world for young Black men, free from gangs, drugs, and police brutality. He wanted to be more than a rapper. He wanted to be a leader. But Tupac's outspokenness came at a cost. His East Coast-West Coast rivalry with the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, became legend. But what started as friendly competition turned deadly when media and record execs amplified the beef for profit. Some say the industry fed off his rage, sold millions off his pain, and left him exposed to enemies in the streets. Tupac knew this too. He rapped about betrayal, trust, and paranoia. He was constantly surrounded by controversy, and sometimes by the wrong people. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. 6 days later, he died at age 25. His murder remains officially unsolved, feeding endless conspiracy theories. Did the government want him gone? Did his own circle betray him? To this day, people still claim to see Tupac alive in Cuba or Mexico. Maybe it's because his message never died, or maybe we just can't accept that a voice like his could be silenced so young. Nearly 3 decades later, Tupac's music still charts. His interviews still go viral on TikTok and Instagram. Students write theses about his lyrics. Activists quote him on protest signs. Rappers, poets, and dreamers still say Tupac sparked their fire. From Kendrick Lamar to J. Cole, from protests in Ferguson to murals in South Africa, Tupac's spirit lives on anywhere people demand to be heard. So, what can we learn from Tupac Shakur? Speak your truth even when it scares people. Be complex, be real, be fearless. Don't just chase fame, chase impact. Because the world doesn't remember who was the richest or the flashiest, it remembers who spoke for the voiceless. Drop a comment in the comments if you feel his spirit today. Share this with a friend who needs a reminder that words can change the world. And subscribe for more deep dives into the legends who refuse to stay silent. Until next time, keep your head up and keep fighting for what's real.